I'm Amy Leisha, and this was my face not that long ago. What I'm about to share with you drastically changed everything for me. I had adult acne. It mostly looked like this. My face was covered in bumps, redness, scabs, and sometimes oozing liquid. This is what my skin looks like now. These pictures here are zero makeup. My skin is 100% clear. The pigmentation is even gone. It's exciting. So I'm gonna share with you the countless products I tried, the health professionals that failed me, what didn't work, what made it worse, and the evidence-based cure that healed my acne and kept it gone. It hasn't come back over a year later. If I had known what I know now back then, it would have saved me a lot of pain and tears. Hello, adult acne. It basically appeared out of the blue in my mid-20s. Up until this point, I was gratefully lucky to not have ever had acne before in my life, outside of a random spot here and there. So with no warning, a few bumps at a time would appear on my cheeks until I noticed I had a small colony of bumps across my face that had set in for the long haul. They would get really inflamed, and honestly, I would often pick at them. It was hard to help myself. I wanted to hide them as much as possible, so flattening them and then covering them with makeup was my strategy. I know Acne 101 is do not pop, squeeze, or pick. Just don't. However, my embarrassment and care for the way I looked totally outweighed not doing that, especially early on. You may know how I feel when I say it was really deflating and embarrassing, especially as an adult. There was a part of me that just felt dirty, like I hadn't figured out how to clean my face at the ripe old age of 25. This severely affected my self-confidence and completely mega amplified my determination to find a solution. Phase 1, the dermatologist to the rescue, if only. He was my first course of action. As I really didn't know why it occurred, I hadn't changed anything with my skincare or makeup regime. It just really honestly appeared out of the blue. I was really hoping the dermatologist would be more helpful than he actually was. He basically said to me, easy. You're just putting too much oil on your face and not washing your face well enough. Gave me a list of products to put on my face, including a topical antibiotic and a deep gel cleanser. The cleanser was this blue one and the antibiotic cream was this general one, and he told me to put CeraVe moisturizer on my face and basically call it a day. However, they just didn't work. A month later, when the acne just continued to get worse, that's when I really just didn't believe him. I needed to dive deeper. I jumped into my own research online because I realized I'm the only person who cares enough about my skin to really get to the bottom of it, whatever it took. So this began my try all the face products era. If the skincare product or tool existed, I've probably tried it, honestly. Oh man, it was a good year or so of me just using product after product endorsement. This is gonna change your life and drastically heal your acne in a day. All in the name of, I'm sure one of these has gotta work, because why are all these reviews telling me that it's drastically healed people's skin, but it's not working for me? My morning and night routines were gloriously long and product filled. Some products work better than others, like the small amount of oregano oil spot treatment that seemed to help slightly. However, it didn't stop the acne's inevitable return. My skin was overstimulated by ingredients. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, product reviews, dermatologists, including Dr. Dre, who I 100% would recommend. Very research-based and informative. The more I researched, the more potential reasons I had the acne to begin with. This led me to the everything is inside out season and took me more down the path of internal health. At this stage, my overall health started to shift also. Now I'm very attentive to my body and the way it feels. I started to notice some subtle symptoms that I was experiencing, including extreme exhaustion and some food intolerances. The way my body felt was different to how it used to feel. So it really made me double down on the internal health, knowing that just something wasn't right with how I felt. I started to research more about gut health, which is where I discovered the link between acne and gut health. Removed a few processed foods out of my diet and started to take vitamins and supplements like vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin B5, as I thought it could be caused by multiple issues, including gut issues and potentially hormone issues with an excess of androgens in my system. This gave me some small improvements, which were kind of exciting until I once again plateaued. Flatlined, it was still there. I'd have good days and I'd have bad days where it would flare up and then it would flare down, and I could not pinpoint the reason. I went to a standard doctor whose options for me were prescription strength drugs, antibiotics, or hormonal birth control pills, which I really didn't want to take as I was rather wary of the side effects. I didn't want to mask the problem, I wanted to cure it. We were a couple of years into the acne situation at this stage. My next step was seeing a naturopath who did some pathology gut tests, took me off gluten and put me on an anti-inflammatory diet, and gave me bad gut gut bacteria killing herbs, because apparently I had quite an overgrowth.
She confirmed that acne is often a symptom of poor gut health, and if you clean up the inside, you'll clean up the outside.
Honestly, the diet was really hard. I was so used to having some kind of sugar or treat after dinner, and the anti-inflammatory diet had basically no sugar. But the longer I stuck to it, the easier it got, and the improvement of my skin was also good motivation to keep going. I made some good improvements, more than I'd actually made before. This was really promising. However, it did not completely cure the acne. It improved, but also would fluctuate quite drastically. This went on for months and months and months. So the naturopath decided to take a more aggressive approach and really double down on the bad gut bacteria. If we can really kill any overgrowth, maybe that was gonna do it for all of my health issues. So she gave me a really nasty herbal concoction that was the grossest thing I've ever actually consumed. But at 3 years in, I was really willing to do anything. Over a period of 3 months, my skin actually got worse, and not just a little bit worse, a lot worse. I didn't just have acne on my cheeks. I had it all over my forehead, around the side of my face, right up under my eyes, and down my neck. There was not a patch of skin on my face that didn't have some kind of bump. It was super discouraging. After everything I'd done, why was I suddenly getting worse again? During this, I was also dealing with more money on my face means more health, the mindset. I was just so desperate that I thought maybe some topical products would still help. I really did think if I spent more money on expensive products, I would probably see more results because they have better quality ingredients, supposedly. Better ability to fix things. I mean, they have to be expensive for a reason, right? The products I was using were Aspect's Phytostat 9 Moisturizer, their Purestat 5 Cleanser, ASAP Vitamin B Serum, the Ordinary Zinc Serum, and Defrin Spot Treatment. It's a retinoid and increases the cell turnover of your skin, as well as Alpha H Liquid Gold and their Vitamin C Serum. Oh, and a Vitamin E Serum for the pigmentation. It was really great for scarring. These were all great products. However, all of these didn't make too much of a dent on my skin, just my bank account. I was really starting to understand that if the problem was not caused by the products you were putting on your skin, it's probably not going to be fixed by the products you put on your skin. So my aim with skincare was to keep it simple and not make my skin worse. Okay, the final showdown. Me versus the stubborn acne. This is what actually worked. I'll summarize it for you at the end to make it simple. So again, I took matters into my own hands.
To start off, I needed to heal my gut based on my pathology results and based on the compelling evidence that acne starts within.
I stopped taking the aggressive gut herbs that the naturopath gave me. I bought probiotics, including Lactobacillus acidophilus. That's a mouthful, but is the strain I believe is one of the most important for your skin based on some research that was done, finding that Lactobacillus acidophilus is more commonly absent, so it's not there in people who do have acne. So those who had clear skin had a lot more of that bacterial strain in their gut.
Diet was the biggest factor. I did an elimination diet to remove any food intolerances specific to me that may be contributing. I then maintained a whole food, non-processed diet. I removed gluten, limited sugar, and went low carb, including meat, healthy fat, tolerable vegetables, and minimal fruit because of the sugar content, even though it's natural. This was to starve off bad bacteria in my gut and rebalance my microbiome. I saw a drastic improvement for 6 months. I wanted to accelerate my results, so I cut out all plant products and went animal-based, and after about 3 more months, my skin was completely clear.
I 100% guarantee the results that I had were so worth it. My goal was not just to get rid of the acne, but keep it gone. I'd had so many fluctuations and I didn't want that anymore. I wanted it gone, and I wanted it gone for good. I really just didn't want to be at the mercy of a super strict diet and a slave to my skin. I knew that if I detoxed and healed my insides to get them more resilient, my body would be able to handle the occasional sugar and processed foods without having my skin freak out and break out.
The supplements I took and why. Magnesium, as it helps lowers cortisol, rebalances hormones, and is anti-inflammatory, so can indirectly affect acne. And a recent study found magnesium to be beneficial in the treatment of acne in conjunction with some other supplements. Next, Lactobacillus acidophilus, as I mentioned earlier. Then vitamin D, as it is essential for so many functions in the body, and majority of the population is deficient. I was taking it anyway. However, a 2016 study found that vitamin D deficiency was seen in more people with acne. Next is zinc, as it is effective for the treatment of acne, particularly at decreasing the number of inflammatory papules, as found in many papers. And beef organs, as they are a great multivitamin, including vitamin A, B's, E's, K's, iron, zinc in easy absorbable natural forms. This to help me replenish the vitamin deficiencies that I I found in the hair mineral analysis I did.
I learned that I needed to detox my body so that it would stop freaking out and pushing toxins out of my face. And with that, sleep became a component of my healing journey.
A 2020 study on the relationship between sleep and acne severity found that lack of sleep can cause an increase in inflammatory factors, exacerbating acne. Sleep is so important.
I would notice, and I still do notice, that if I didn't get enough sleep, my face would break out, and first thing in the morning is always when my skin was the clearest and looked its best. When I made up sleep, my skin would quickly improve again. This solidified how important detoxing was, and sleep is one of the most efficient and effective ways of doing that.
The skincare products I was using on my face I'll mention in the summary.
For the first time, I was seeing results that continued. It wasn't magic, like one day I wake up and my skin was all of a sudden clear and amazing. It did take some time. I did have some hyperpigmentation and some scarring that slowly recovered and restored itself. And there were a few stubborn little clusters that took their time to leave. But man, I was so excited. I honestly wasn't trying to get my hopes up, but at this point, I'd never seen results like this in the 4 years I'd been doing this. A year later, my skin is still clear, and I don't have to be super strict with my diet. Case in point, a few months ago, I really tested out how resilient my body has become. I ate about 6 blocks of Cadbury chocolate, on my own, mind you, in a period of 2 months. It was a stress test, I promise. Previously, when I'd eat chocolate, like a tiny square, or even look at it, lick it, my skin would break out to no end. It was just inevitable. I knew it was gonna happen. That was the sacrifice that I had to make. But this time, I did not get a single spot. I ate 6 blocks, no effect. It blew my mind. Who have I become? Also, I discovered that dairy does not give me acne. It might give some people acne, dairy does not give me acne. Because I'm able to handle all forms of dairy again. I like coffee. My skin is healthy and clear after a lot of hard work. So, let me summarize what actually worked for me. Healing my gut and detoxing my body through an elimination diet, cutting out processed food and removing food intolerances, and doing it long enough for my insides to repair.
And replenishing nutrients through supplementation.
My current supplement regime: magnesium, lactobacillus acidophilus probiotic, vitamin D,
zinc,
and beef organ tablets as a multivitamin. I do my best to prioritize sleep where I can. I simplified the products I put on my face. Less is more with more natural organic ingredients. I'm using 3 products from Esmi: their cleanser, hyaluronic acid serum, and probiotic skin milk as a moisturizer. Sometimes I use a slightly heavier moisturizer depending on what climate I'm in. I also sometimes substitute the Esmi Cleanser for the Bohemian skin cleanser. I find is a little bit more effective and gets a deeper cleanse. So, what I've learned. Acne is toxins exiting through the skin, and just a way that the body cries out that it's not doing okay. An extremely oversimplified explanation is when your body has more toxins going in and it cannot get them out fast enough, it will start removing them every which way it possibly can. Our bodies are smart and care more about survival than the way it looks. Whether you have acne or not, beauty is not defined by it. However, I do believe that acne is a sign that your body is in distress of some kind and that something is out of balance. We all deserve to have access to the best health and information if we so choose. If you're struggling with acne and you're here for a solution, I know that regardless of how long it has been or may take, you can cure it. You are your biggest advocate. Subscribe to my channel and go check out this video right here where I tried 100 years of morning routines. Yep. 100 years. It has a lot of detailed skincare, and wow, the 1920s were crazy and strange. I really enjoyed making it, so go check that out. Look forward to hearing from you soon, and I'll see you in my next video.